Hi everyone, this is Danny, your volunteer coordinator at Fortress. This month's training is going to be on goal setting with your mentee. Goal setting is a powerful technique for helping a mentee develop a solid foundation for future planning and organization. By knowing what your mentee wants to achieve in life, he may know where he wants to concentrate and what he needs to improve on. If mentees can set well-defined goals, they can measure and take pride in the achievement of those goals. One of the most important tasks of a mentor is to assist in short-term and long-term goal setting. Aspiring to achieve long-term goals gives your mentee short-term motivation. For instance, if your mentee wants to attend a major university, which would be a long-term goal, passing the SAT would be a short-term goal. According to Joan K. Carter, a mentee should establish a long-term goal before a short-term goal can be explored. A mentee may not see the need to work towards a goal without understanding the relationship between the short-term goal and the long-term goal. For example, graduating from high school may be a motivating factor to help your mentee work towards achieving a short-term goal of passing whatever grade they're in right now. Before we go any further, I wanted to share that this month's training is adapted from two sources. First, the U.S. Department of Education's ongoing training for mentors, and Baylor University's Community Mentoring for Adolescent Development. Please remember that there is an assignment that goes along with this training, and there's a quiz that you'll take, as well as an additional assignment that we'll share at the end of this video. So watch all the way through. The objectives of today's training are to describe the purpose of goal setting, help decide your goals. We're going to talk about SMART goals, which I bet a lot of you are familiar with. We're going to talk about what you should do before you set goals, and then the steps to setting goals with your mentee. And then at the very end, like I said, we'll have an assignment for you guys. The purpose of goal setting. Goal setting helps the mentee to strive to achieve. Although goal setting may be challenging, it is generally worthwhile. Its intention is to increase efficiency and effectiveness by specifying the mentee's desired outcomes. A recent study found that the following are the most important purposes of goal setting. Goals guide and direct behavior. Goals provide clarity. Goals provide challenges and standards. Goals reflect what the goal setter considers to be important. Goals help improve performance. Goals increase the motivation to achieve. Goals help increase mentees' pride and satisfaction in their achievements. And goals improve mentees' self-confidence and help decrease negative attitude. And all of these are outcomes that we want for our kids. People who use goal setting effectively suffer less from stress and are better able to concentrate, show more self-confidence, and seem to be happier. Mentors should help guide mentees when deciding goals, making sure that the mentee considers broadly all aspects of his or her life. For instance, a mentee's goal should take into account the following issues. Artistic. Does your mentee want to achieve any artistic goals? Does he have or need any training to achieve them? Attitude. Is any aspect of your mentee's mindset holding him back? Are any personal behaviors upsetting to him? If so, set goals to improve or cure the problem, even if the goal is only to get help. Pleasure. What does your mentee want to enjoy? Mentees should ensure that some time is reserved for personal pleasure and satisfaction. Education. Is there any specific knowledge that the mentee wants to acquire? What information and skill will the mentee need to achieve other goals? Social. Does your mentee have any social ambitions? Physical. Are there any athletic goals that your mentee wants to achieve, or does he want good health deep into old age? Which steps will your mentee choose to achieve this? Career. What career is your mentee seeking? Family. How does your mentee want to be seen by members of his or her immediate family? And finally, financial. How much does your mentee want to earn, and by what career stage? As soon as the mentee has decided on goals in these categories, he or she should prioritize them. The mentor should ensure that the goals have been selected by the mentee, not by a parent, teacher, peers, or even by the mentor. SMART goals. SMART goals are a great way to formulate goals to travel the road to success. You are probably familiar with SMART goals, so we'll just go over them really quickly. S is for specific. A goal of graduating from high school is too general. Specify how this will be accomplished. For example, the mentee may set a goal to study more so that they achieve more in school. Measurable. Establish criteria for how a goal is to be achieved. Measurable does not refer to a timeline. It means determining a way to measure the mentee's success in completing the long-range goal. Action-oriented. Be proactive in taking action that will result in reaching the desired goal. Realistic. Strive for attainable goals, considering the resources and constraints relative to the situation. And last, timely. Allow reasonable time to complete each goal, but not so much time that the mentee loses focus or motivation. Before you set goals, there are a couple of things to consider. First, you need to establish a relationship of trust over time with your mentee. Some of you have started just recently, and some of you have known your mentees for a long time. Trust does take time to develop. Setting goals can actually be a good way to help establish trust. Establish confidentiality is a prerequisite to goal setting. So your mentee understanding that you have their back, that information that they share with you is confidential, is really important to them trusting you with their goals. The mentee should be directly involved in setting goals. With the mentor's guidance, the mentee must articulate each goal, and it must genuinely be his goal. So if you think that your mentee should be working towards a certain goal, unless it originates from them, unless they can articulate that they want to achieve that, that cannot be their goal. You can help guide them, but certainly you should not tell them what their goals should be. A short-term goal that can be easily achieved is a good starting point. For example, simply to complete all of their math homework assignments for the next week is a great way to start talking about goal setting for the future. So you can start off with saying, let's finish it all for 1 week, and then move on to the 6 weeks. Let's make a B in math for the 6 weeks. That way they can build up. Goals must be specific and measurable, which we just talked about. And then a written commitment should be established between the mentor and the mentee to assure that an attempt will be made by the mentee to meet their goal. This goal-setting model that we're sharing with you today uses individual strengths to promote achievement of personal, academic, short, and long-term goals. Through this model, you will gain an additional tool to build goals for yourself and for your mentee. Because goal setting is an essential part of your work as a mentor, this model will help you to become better prepared to guide your mentee through important steps that will enrich their ability to reach their potential. Also, you can think of each step as an area in which you can help your mentee develop skills through fun and interactive activities. By giving your mentee the opportunity to practice any and all of these step areas, you give them incredible tools to achieve their dreams. The first step in this model is to define personal strengths. What are the qualities, skills, and characteristics that you would define as your strengths? What are the abilities that you bring with you that you can use as a foundation for future successes? Step 2 will help you see goal setting in the big picture. What is your ideal future like? How do you want to be living in 10 or 20 years? What do you want to achieve in the long term? By thinking long term, you will gain insight into what you truly value in your own life purpose. This will help to connect your goals and short-term activities with your long-term dreams. Step 3 is goals for action. Now that you have reflected upon your personal strengths and your vision for the long-term future, try to choose 3 to 5 short-term goals that will help to move you towards that long-term vision. Step 4 is establishing concrete tasks. What specific and concrete activities can you start doing now to start you on your way to achieving these goals? Describe each activity and set a date by which you plan to accomplish that activity. Problem planning. Think about potential barriers in your goal setting. What can get in the way of achieving your goals? What preventative steps can you take to prepare you for those barriers? And then finally, reflection. After you have worked towards your short-term goals, you should spend some time reflecting on how your goal-achieving activities worked. What did you learn? Have your goals changed? What specific activities worked and didn't work? Your assignment is 2 parts. First, we have an online quiz which will be due by the end of this month, and you can find that link in the email that was sent to you and in the text box below. Second part of this is to follow the goal setting steps to establish at least one short-term and one long-term goal with your mentee. And we're going to walk you through how to do that using the tools you learned in this today, as well as some resources and worksheets that I can share with you. So please come see me before you do this with your mentee, because I do have some really great resources and tools that you can use. After you've set your goal with your mentee, you're going to turn those into me. There is a worksheet that I'll give you to fill that out, and that must be done by the end of the semester. So it's not due at the end of the month, but by the end of this semester, which is coming up in December, you will need to have done set at least one short-term and one long-term goal with your mentee. The reason we're having you turn them into us is so we can track your progress with your mentee to see, how your mentee is doing with their goal setting. So you're going to meet informally with me at least once a month to discuss goal progress. And that could be as simple as coming up to my office or just stopping me as I walk by to say, hey, this was our goal, here's where we're at. Because we really want goal setting to be something that you and your mentee do together, and that you're encouraging them in, and that they're able to look forward to the future with your help and start thinking about where they want to be and what they want to achieve.